Where? That's the road. All this water's coming down from their area. Holy crap, man. This was a road.
Wind advisory now in effect until 5 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time this afternoon. What? South winds 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Causing numerous swift water rescues. Backwater effects are causing significant inundation along tributaries, including flooding exceeding 4 feet deep at the North Carolina 18/64 bridge, blocking the primary roadway connecting Morganton and Lenore. Please stay weather aware and monitor lake levels and protection.
Tennessee was a classic grid down, straight up real SHTF scenario. The phone lines were freaking cut at these EMS. I actually had to call the 911 center in a neighboring county just to find out what was going on in the county that we were going to do some searching for family. And they're like, yeah, that county is completely, it's gone, right? Like EMS, like there's no contact, phones are down, everything is down, right? And so these radios, I'm telling you what, like if you are looking for a radio and you're looking for the best way to get NOAA alerts, you're going to want to look at a handheld GMRS radio that has it built-in weather frequencies and weather scanning for NOAA. And again, I recommend the Radioddity GM-30 Plus, which is the newer version. This version running around $45, $50 for a pair on Amazon. And you get the NOAA weather scanning. You can also communicate like a walkie-talkie. And also you can plug in the frequencies for your local fire department, EMS, or your emergency management services in your area and listen in on what's going on. Of course, I have videos as well, how to program these radios on my YouTube channel. So if you end up getting these, I've got full tutorials on how to programming, starting from the basics, how to operate the menu system, all that kind of stuff. So you can get the radio and you can get all the training you need to operate that radio. And again, if you just want it just for NOAA and just for walkie-talkie purposes, super simple. You turn on the radio. Once the power is on, then what we want to do is get into weather operation on the or weather mode on the radio. So it's going to be the 0 button down here. You can hold that. And now we are in weather mode. You can tell because we've got a cloud right there with the little sun poking out of it. And then what we can do from this point is we can actually use the up-down buttons right here, down, up, to kind of go through the different weather channel frequencies. There's 10 of them pre-programmed in here. And of course, you're not sure which one to use. Maybe you're not getting anything on those frequencies. Maybe you're traveling. Then what you can do is hit the scan mode button, which is down here in the lower right. It's the pound symbol. Looks like a Z. You can hold that down. And it'll actually start scanning through until it picks one up. And once it picks one up, it'll stop, and then you can listen in to what's going on. To stop scanning mode on weather channel or in weather mode, you just hit that Z again, or the pound symbol, hold that down. And then you can use your up-down arrow buttons to get into the appropriate channel that you want.
Hagerstown Regional Airport, fair. Temperature 84 degrees. North wind at 6. At Cumberland, fair.
And then to get out of weather mode and back into walkie-talkie or GMRS radio operation mode, you can just hit that weather button again, number 0, hold it down, and it takes you back to the main screen. When we were in Tennessee, we were actually hiking in, and I received an alert, an NOAA alert, that a dam upriver from us was potentially going to be breached. And we were downriver on the same river as this dam. And so that was a pretty critical piece of information that we received. And immediately we just had to take note, and we humped it in, kept that on there. And then eventually we received another alert that alert was cleared, that there wasn't actually a breach that's going to happen. So we ended up being okay. But we were able to kind of, where we were going up into the mountains. And so we were going to probably be okay. But it was a little bit nerve-wracking when you're at the riverbed. We're going through destroyed roads that no longer exist. They're just boulders now at this point. There's feet of water crossing these roads, and the rivers are just it's just complete chaos, right? We're talking no cell service either. So we weren't able to get any weather information on our cell phones, right? So we had to heavily rely, 100% rely on these radios. And I do feel that these radios played a pivotal role in us being able to kind of operate down there. And also when we went to North Carolina to help with relief efforts there as well. And let me tell you what, it's a whole different ball game when you can't pull out your cell phone and go to your weather app and get weather alerts and things like that, because you just don't know what's going on. And having this is nice because a lot of times they're going to send out an emergency tone if it's going to be an actual, like, very serious emergency and not just some sort of weather report, right? Because they also give weather reports, which is really nice. And a lot of times I just keep this on in the kitchen. I don't have to get on my computer or any of that stuff when we just listen to the weather in our region, hear what's going on. And the other thing about these radios that's really cool is you can program in the frequencies for your local fire department, EMS, sheriff, police, and different emergency responding agencies, and it lets you kind of listen into what's going on in the area as well. So that's another piece of information that you can get to find out what is going on. Well, folks, that's all I got for you out there. Stay safe. You don't have to go crazy with the whole prepping thing, but having a radio, if you live in areas that are prone to bad weather, and honestly, that can be anywhere these days, right? Nobody in the Appalachian Mountains was expecting, 10, 12 inches of rain in 2 hour period, causing basically the entire mountain range to be flooded and destroyed, right? Nobody was expecting that. We always expect these weather events to clear up when they get over the mountains, and we're not seeing that anymore. And so these kind of weather events can happen anywhere. Nobody is safe from Mother Nature. Nobody is safe from natural disasters, but having a way to listen in and find out what's going on is definitely going to help you survive. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next video.